mentioned it in my other vlog, but in case you're new here, I am back at my full-time job and I'm also running my small business. I am a small business owner, I'm an artist, and I have a website that sells a bunch of my designs in this form of stickers, pins, keychains, and a bunch of other stationery products. And I also have a full-time job. I recently went back to the corporate life after getting laid off last year. So I've been in my full-time position for the past 4 or 5 months now, which is insane because I was unemployed for 6 months. So I'm like lapping that time frame now, but I thought it would be fun to kind of have like a week in my life of trying to do it all. So to lay down kind of the groundwork of my day-to-day, I go to the office 3 times a week. I try to go like in the middle of the week and then one day where it's like not a lot of people, so either Monday or Friday, just because it's easier to find a seat on the bus or like have less traffic during those days. But definitely also want to be in the office when everyone else is, because it does get lonely like just going in and you don't talk to anybody. In terms of just commuting, it takes me like about 2 hours door to door, which is insane. I used to do that when I was a college student. I go in the city for work and then I also went there for school back then, so it was something that I'm like used to. I didn't love it and I wish like I could be remote forever, but it is sometimes nice to collaborate with others. I think sometimes I just wish it was less days in the office rather than having 3 times. But then again, if it wasn't for COVID, like we would be going 5 times a week, which is even more insane to think about. So because of this long commute, sometimes it's very difficult to do both, do my small business and go to work. And so on the days that I go in the city for work, sometimes I'm just really tired from the commute, from long days of being in meetings or a lot of work. So I come home and I literally don't work on my small business. But then there are some days where I feel like I am so energized to work on my small business. And I feel like it doesn't feel like work because I'm so passionate about my small business. You know, I feel like it's not like a chore for me. It's not like another job for me. It's just something that I really enjoy doing. And I'm so excited to like work on XYZ project. And so it is Monday. I just got back from work. And luckily it's starting to become that time of the year where it's still kind of light outside, which is nice because now I can like film after work or something and I won't be like in the dark or have bad lamp lighting. But I also don't think I'm gonna be doing that much today just because I did have a heavy day at work. I think what I'm gonna be doing is just a bunch of like admin work because I feel like that's when most people start sending out emails like on a Monday morning. So I generally like answer people on Monday night. What I'm excited about for their week is I have a panel that I have to attend as a guest speaker. I'm excited, but more so nervous. This is my first time speaking as a panel special guest, and I'm such a shy person that I'm surprised I agreed to do this. And luckily there will be a couple people that I'm familiar with and they'll also be on the panel speaking with me, and it's only like I think 30 or 35 minutes, so it's not gonna be like a long speaking event, but still, like, I have never put myself out there like this. But there was a quote that I saw earlier in the year, one of those new year, new you kind of quotes that said, if you keep doing the same things you did last year, this year will look exactly the same as last year. And so I was like, okay, let me try to put myself out there a little bit more because I do want to attend more speaking events and just meeting more people. So I was asked the opportunity and I took it. I'm gonna check my phone because the last time I checked, it was like about 50 people that were going to attend, but Let me see what the final count is now that we are closer to the event. It says 100 people are showing up, 29 maybes, so it's like 150 people potentially. And now I'm freaking out because I've never spoken to this amount of people. And yeah, I'm starting to freak out, but I can do it. I can do it. I feel like besides just being so nervous, I feel like I have a lot of imposter syndrome, as I always do when I'm given opportunities that I don't feel like I have any business being in. Like, this event is going to be talking about pop-ups and markets, and it's something that I started attending a lot more of in the past year. So it's like, why are they choosing me out of all people to help speak on this? Like, I'm in the same table as people that I see are so much more successful in terms of like making a lot of money from markets or doing bigger events, and like little old me is doing a local market in her community. But every time I get these kind of opportunities, I always have to remind myself that I also worked really hard to be where I am, and I deserve a seat at the table, and I am just as deserving of this opportunity. So I will be giving you an update on how the event went. I ran here from the other building. I'm traveling to a different building today, so I'm already late and I'm sweating. Okay, I'm back from work. Oh, thank God it's over. We had half day in office, and then the other half we were in a different building doing some training with a different company. And so I thought that the building that we're going to was only like a short 10-15 minute walk. I accidentally looked at the estimated time for a car. So it really took me like 20-30 minutes to get to the next building, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be late. So I sprinted from building to building, and by the time I got to the other building, I was like panting, sweating. I was disgusting, and I felt so bad. And it was so annoying because I actually got there on time, except like I was in the lobby doing my guest pass, going in the elevator and whatnot. So that made me a little bit late. But what made me more annoyed was actually when I got there, everyone was just having lunch. They were providing us lunch and we were just doing that, and the training didn't even start yet. So I wish someone would have just told me that like this time isn't the start time, it's lunchtime, and we're really starting at this other time. But either way, I survived. After the training, we had like a small happy hour, which I didn't really film because I was with my coworkers and I didn't want to like be that person who's like filming at work for some reason. And then I was gonna stay for like 15 minutes, but somehow I ended up there for an hour. And after that, I just went home. Like, luckily, the happy hour place was really close to where my bus stop is. So I just hopped on and went back home. And it actually, like, I went back home at the hour that I usually just leave work anyway. And luckily, I wasn't, like, out too late. It's, like, a random day in the weekday. So I didn't want to be, like, staying up late and then having to go back to work the next day. And I love that, like, when I'm home now, it's still bright out. It was just so depressing in the winter when I go to the office because it's dark out when I come back home and then dark out when I'm going to the office. So nice now that like I come home and I feel like I can still do stuff. Like I can probably go for a bike ride right after this, or like feel inclined to cook because I'm not like cooking in the dark. Not that there's no lights in my house, but it's like a different vibe, okay? Like I'd rather be cooking and feel like there's so much time left in my day than just like cooking dinner, going to sleep, you know? So I think what I'm gonna do next is probably go for a bike ride because I haven't really worked out besides like sprinting from building to building. So I'll see you guys a little bit later. Okay, So I just got back from the office. I'm in my hoodie because I just want to be comfortable and not have to wear my like work clothes while I'm at home. And I left the office a little bit earlier. I try to do that, but usually I can't because like I have meetings. But when I do have the chance to, I leave just a little bit earlier than 5 o'clock so that I can like beat the traffic and everything. And especially right now when it's like so light out, even at 5, it's just so nice. Like it makes such a world of a difference when you're going home and it's not pitch dark, or even like going to the office and it's not dark out yet. Like it's just bright the whole time I'm going in and coming out. Like it's just so nice. So I feel like when it's dark out, when I'm coming home, I'm like, okay, the day's over. I'm not gonna do anything else. But I feel like when it's bright out, when I'm coming home, like psychologically, I'm like, oh, I have so much time to do like all the things that I want to do, and the day's not over yet. Except today I'm actually really tired. So I think I'm going to just order Chipotle and watch Korean drama for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go work a little bit. And by work, I mean like my small business and not my full-time job. I think today I'm gonna be like doing some clay stuff. I think I'm gonna watch When Life Gives You Tangerines, and I started it maybe like a week ago and I'm almost to the end. It's so good. It's kind of like a slice of life of two different generations, like our immigrant parents versus us kind of situation. And it's just so sad. Like I've never cried so much from a K-drama before, like maybe 1 or 2 episodes, but for this one, I think I cried like every single episode. It's like that good. And people say like it just gets worse and worse, as in like more tragic. And I just like can't imagine it just being more tragic than it already is. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna be watching that while eating my dinner. I feel like usually like after work, I'm so tired where like all I do is like admin stuff. So just laying on my couch and answering emails or like little things from my website here and there. But today I feel like I have the energy to like make some clay. And especially because I have like a pop-up soon, I want to be prepared because it does take some time to make it and then cure it and everything. And also I'm super excited to get like new material. Like I got a bunch of like big bulky clay instead of like small ones that I just run out of. And then I also got a bunch of like new tools. The first thing I got was these little like boards that I see a lot of polymer clay artists just put on, so you don't have to touch the clay as much, which leads to a lot of fingerprints, and I usually don't like that. And it's just so easy to hold too. And then I got a bunch of like just tools to make it easier to make little details. And so I got the rolling pin. It's acrylic, see-through and everything, so it's easy to clean and everything. And then I got a bunch of like these little things with the balls on the end so that you can make little details and like indents and everything. And then I think this tool like helps with making texture. I haven't used this yet because I feel like most of the stuff that I'm making doesn't require like a lot of texture, but I do like the option of it. And now I'm more encouraged to make stuff with texture because I feel like a lot of the stuff that I have is like very just smooth. And then I have this tool, which is pretty great because I feel like I've just been using like a wooden skewer to make like little holes, or even using this to like place stuff on the clay has been helpful. And it's just, I don't know, a little bit more professional than like a wooden skewer in my opinion. And I feel like I don't want just like a wooden skewer in my like jar of supplies or something. So it's just nice and more compact to just have around in my studio rather than a wooden skewer. So I feel like having new tools like just makes the whole experience so much more fun. I tried using these tools over the weekend, and to be honest, it makes like such a world of a difference to have like actual tools to create your craft, if that was not already obvious. Because before this, I feel like I mostly have been using my hands to make everything, and I had the cheapest like little plastic tools that came with like my polymer kit, and it just was not that great. And it was just needed for me to finally upgrade everything. And oh my gosh, I forgot this tool, but the X-Acto knife. Like, who knew I needed an actual knife to cut my clay more precisely? It just like makes sense to have it. And I do have an X-Acto knife in my studio, but I usually use that for other things rather than like one that's specifically for clay. And I feel like just having good tools for your craft is just so necessary. And like, I get how like when you're first starting out, you want to like be more conservative with your supplies, but if you're gonna go all out on your like business, you have to go all out on your supplies too, with reason. Yeah, I feel like I have a bunch of things that I want to make today. I'm probably gonna make like super simple things rather than super complicated things because again, I am kind of tired, so I think I'm gonna try to go easy on myself a little bit and like make things that are simple but yet people will buy. Another day back from the office, I had like another kind of like off-site day. Like I never have this many off-sites at work. I feel like I'm usually at the office 3 times a week and then I come home. But this morning I had breakfast with the client, started at like 10, and then we finished around 11:30ish. So it was a good chunk of my time, but I also got to just like sleep in a little bit because it doesn't take me super long to get to the city. Where like if I went at my usual time, I would be super early to breakfast. I would have gotten there by like maybe 9 maybe. So I went an hour and a half too early. I always say that like I wish I could leave my house a little bit late and I would expect the bus to be like super empty because it's not technically like rush hour. But I feel like the bus was even more crowded when I went around like 8ish versus if I went like around 7. So I'm okay going to the office early now, knowing that like I would be like super packed on a bus with so many people at a later time. But yeah, it was kind of nice to have a change of pace in my morning routine and like meet a client and everything versus just going straight to the office and like going on my desk and like working and everything. So it was nice. And then I just walked to the office and then I was with another coworker. So instead of walking like I think it would have been like 30-40 minutes or taking the train for like 20-30 minutes, we ended up just taking an Uber because it's so much easier to just cross town like that. And then I worked and now I'm home. And it's the last in-office day of the week for me. It's gonna be Friday tomorrow. I have my my panel tomorrow. So now I'm gonna like try to relook at the questions that they're going to ask and see if I can prepare some answers. I feel like I'm kind of behind on this because they did give us the questions like weeks in advance and I kind of looked at it, but I never really like try to prepare for it until now. So I'm gonna do it now and hopefully I am going to be fine tomorrow. Okay, so today is the panel day. I'm wearing like blue leggings and a nice top because, well, it's gonna just show my face anyway and I want to be comfy. But I find it so funny, even though I've been working from home for like the past 4 years, that I just need a nice top sometimes. But yeah, here we go. Let's do this.
Hey Ashley, hey Liv. Hello.
Next, my name is Indy. I'm a digital artist and I sell stationery products that are mostly Asian inspired, so think like boba, shrimp chips, and all that jazz. I started doing pop-ups last year, so this is my second year doing it and my first full year. So I'm super excited to do like the spring, summer, and holiday. I try to do like 2 markets a month during the market season, so on the East Coast. It's actually starting pretty soon, so I'm super excited. And my biggest market win to date is probably getting my products into like a local consignment shop. So I had a customer who just so happened to have a shop. She was walking past my booth. She liked my products and she had some like a spot in her shop for me. So you never know who you're gonna meet at a market. Okay, I just finished the panel and it wasn't that bad, to be honest. They gave us kind of like a script of some sort or like pre-questions that they were thinking of asking. So I was prepared on that front. It was a good opportunity for me to have more like, I guess like a conversation. Not that I don't talk to anybody. It's more of like, this is more of like a professional setting of like having to talk about my business. Whereas like with my friends or with my family, it's just very casual. So this was definitely a lot different, but it's like good to talk about your business and it's fun too to talk about your business like in a professional setting. And again, they made it so easy with like the timeline and script of everything, so I was like super prepared with like my answers and everything. So I feel like this was like such a good first opportunity. I don't think I would have survived this if like I wasn't prepared this way. Like thank God that they gave us the questions ahead of time and not like giving us the questions while in the panel, because I don't think that fast. Like I really don't. And I for sure don't think that fast like when I'm under like that kind of setting where I'm so nervous. Like I feel like when I was speaking I was like a little shaky because I was a little nervous. And it's weird because like I give presentations all the time, like for my full-time job, and for some reason, like doing something like this still scares me. Like I don't think I'll ever be used to speaking in a crowd ever. But yeah, I still had a lot of fun. Like there were a few people on the panel and then also in the guest list that I knew, so it was nice to have just like friendly faces there. They make it so easy and so like comfortable being there. I feel like I know a lot of people actually like in the audience, so it was just like talking to my friends, and then like giving them advice on doing markets and pop-ups. So yeah, I had a lot of fun. This was one of those like just say yes to those opportunities, and I'm really glad I did. Again, it was just like a good opportunity for me to speak and practice speaking and public speaking. But yeah, today is Friday and I'm done for the week. Thank God. I am so done with working, and I think tomorrow I'm just going to like go out and do things. Maybe I'll bike around because it's finally supposed to be like 60 or 70 degrees over here on the East Coast. So it's the first of the year, meaning spring, summer is here, meaning market season is almost here. So I'm gonna just like take the opportunity to just go outside and have fun before all this craziness starts all again.